That's amazing. I really respect folks who are good at butt stuff. Wanna be
Azure can chill on Tomodachi Life. She's got nothing to do in Fates anyways. Yeah, she is dead in the greater canon of Fates. According to the lore, she's still in the minus realm. She's been killed. This coin, by the way, for those wondering, is plus magic minus skill. Let's do this to get Felicia in there. I think she doesn't die. Yeah, she doesn't die. She'll get seal speeded, and then I can use the next turn to kill. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Okay. I'm just gonna keep doing... I'm gonna be honest, I can't be fucked doing chapter 6 again. I'm just gonna keep doing this chapter over and over again until I get through it. Replicate here. You can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, that's as far as you can go. Fucking dual strike. I have to be... I might just be the dumbest motherfucker on this planet, dude.
Game over.
Sorry guys, I'm not locked in. Give me a second. Let me lock in. Yeah. So I go like this, replicate out this way, and go here. This doesn't get me as far as putting Felicia here, but it still gets me far enough that it's something. There you go. You thought I intentionally left off Vantage. I wish I was smart. I'm gonna be honest, so much of this is just me not having familiarity with this strat. We were listening to the wonderful voice of T-Dub, and it led me to think about rap music. And I mean, I'm an Indian kid, so that means that you know that I like Eminem more than the average person probably should. A lot of liking Eminem comes from the fact that it lets people consume black art without seeing black people, but that's some white people stuff. I will say a surprising number of Indian people are just straight up racist, which just doesn't make any sense to me. How are you, a minority, gonna get mad at another minority? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. You're in this fucking together. Like, let's not act like we're not gonna be shipped off to the same concentration camp together when shit gets rough. Speaking of rap, you guys familiar with Baby Got Back? That's My Anaconda Don't Want None Unless You Got Buns, Hun. That song, it's kind of crazy to think about the fact that that song is all about how having a fat ass is good, and that was so at that point something that needed to be said. It wasn't something that went without saying. When you put out Baby Got Back, people weren't like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Of course Baby Got Back, that's women with fat asses are awesome. Everybody was like, huh, I guess you are right. Maybe I'm a bit of a curmudgeon because I feel like the movement now has switched over to like other stuff, and now I'm like, no. When it was about butts, I was okay with it. Now that we're moving on to feet, I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just not happening. This is you know what actually pisses me off about the whole foot fetish thing is somehow we have gotten to a society where foot fetishes are more normalized than pit fetishes. I'm sorry. A pit fetish makes infinitely more sense than a foot fetish. The feet, being attracted to the feet is not only does it not make sense, it's mostly just inconvenient. I feel like if you had a foot fetish and you lived in a country where people mostly just walk around barefoot, like, you wouldn't. That's the thing. All I'm saying is I would much rather be with a pit fetish person than a foot fetish person, because at least the pit fetish thing makes sense to me. Thank you. All right, we're done with that chapter. This is the high quality Fates content I subscribe to. I just feel like it's important to say, there's just no way I will continue to live in a world where somehow the foot fetish is normalized, but the pit fetish is not. You either have to take both or neither, and I'm fine with you taking both or taking neither. If it's you can't like pits or feet, I'm fine with that. If it's you can like pits and feet, that I'm fine with that. But you cannot go halfway. I'm sorry, you can't go halfway. Corn's seemingly all for the foot side of the argument. Corn's for the thigh side of the argument. I'm gonna be honest. The bare feet are a vessel to provide the exposed thigh for the Corn design. And anybody who doesn't understand that, I just don't think understands Fire Emblem Fates. Wish M. Corn had the exposed thigh action. Thank you. I'm glad people are finally talking about this. You know what I've been seeing on my YouTube shorts recently, and I've actually surprisingly been kind of interested in, is there's this creator that does that streams but in Kigurumi. So Kigurumi, for those who don't know, it's like cosplay except you have like a mask covering your face as well. So like it's like you basically look like a fucking doll. This is how you know that I've had a character arc in my life, because if this was me in 2019, I would have immediately laughed it off and said that that shit's disgusting. But me now, I'm like, okay, I sort of get it. I mean, I still feel like it's kind of, it's a little bit outside of my purview, all things considered, but I get it. Like I get why you would want to do that. Okay, let's get started. As an extension to what I was talking about last stream, I have been surprisingly keeping up with a decent amount of the anime this season, and I have to say, it is ridiculous how many of these openings are just generational bangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Liar Game adaptation looks really ass, but the opening is actually a giga banger. It's got like a sick little like bass riff at the start that just does not quit. It's really fun. They're all bangers, but I do have to say, I saw this one opening, and it was literally just like, it was so similar to Lady Gaga that I was like worried. I was like, okay, you could potentially get sued for this. It's got the exact same chonky ass bass from like, you know, shit like Poker Face, but then also it does basically the same exact from Abracadabra, and I'm like, that you are going to get fucking killed in court for this. It's the Marriage Toxin opening labeled Killer Kiss. Take a listen to it though. I mean, the song is definitely good. It's just that it's very similar to some of the Gaga stuff. I think my favorite one that I've been listening to this season is the ending to Marriage Toxin. What's it called? It's called Shakin' a Baby. It's spelled shake space N-A space baby. And it goes pretty hard. It's got like a really strange set of sounds, but it makes it's fun. It's a very fun song. And also it's been stuck in my head for like a minute now, so you know. I want to do this. Ooh, that's gonna get me killed if I don't hit. Also, can we take a look at this Niles face? He looks pretty sexy like this, I will say. He's about to die, but he's still happy. I like that. Niles is always sexy. Many people are saying this. You know, I met this beautiful young man, Niles, his name was. He has this sexy little eye patch, and he was always the talk of the town, folks. Everybody wanted to get in on Niles, and well, let's just say some of us actually managed to do it. Speaking of which, the motherfucker that killed Shinzo Abe did it with a makeshift gun with a box of scraps. How are American assassins so inept? I'm not even saying that I wish that he succeeded, because I feel like setting a precedent for successful political violence is kind of terrifying. I'm just mad that it's like you're giving the rest of the people that hate Trump a bad name, bro. Like, if you're gonna take a shot, make sure you fucking hit. Jesus. Can I take the fighter and then also one attack on top of that? 17, you need to do less than 5 damage to me. No, you do 10 to 8 damage to me, so let's not fuck around with that. Well, let's go here, because I don't think the enemies... Well, I'm pretty sure the enemies here don't attack. But in case they do, let's just move up like this. There's no way, even if I heal up Arthur a few more times, she's not going to have the amount of raw support gain that Korn and Felicia are going to have. So now... let's move up one more tile, maybe. What about here? That was such a stupid thing to do. I just didn't realize that he was going to be in range. Well, well, thankfully I didn't start working on their support that much. I guess we're doing Odin Effie then. Does Odin even do any damage? He does. So on dual strike, he'll do a little bit of damage. So I just need him to hit a couple times. Okay. One more time he hit. If he hits one more time, he will get the level up that he needs. Yes. Okay, cool. Defense, love to see it. Has he gone 3 for 3 on speed level ups? Oh my god, hold up. CK Odin starts off at 7 speed. He's gone 3 for 3 on speed level ups. That's crazy, man. You're gonna vantage me, but he was gonna vantage me, but I'd have shield gauge, so even on enemy face, he wouldn't be able to deal any damage to me. Anyways, over the last week, a bunch of stuff happened in the 100 line community. There was a 1 anniversary celebration put on by the developers, and they announced that they are writing a manga for 100 line, which I will be reading. They are creating a stage play for 100 line that will be happening in August, where they do a bunch of different endings and a brand new ending, and they announced a bunch of ancillary other shit. And it made me pretty proud of the community, because it's 100 line is, it's one of those things that it is purely a passion project. It is not like, it has the Danganronpa force behind it, but it's not a Danganronpa game in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Mostly because it's good. As somebody that's bought 100 line on day 1 and wasn't keeping up with it till before, I wasn't keeping up with it before launch. I was keeping up with it ever since I saw it on the Nintendo Direct. I was like, oh shit, what's going on with 100 line? I was really interested in it. I was a little skeptical at first, but I was like, every time, it's like the Kagurabachi thing, except when 100 line released and all the reviews came out and they were like, yeah, this is the best game ever made. We were like, oh shit, maybe we have to actually like care about this game. And turns out the answer was yes, we did have to care about this game. But it also has highlighted to me how strange the 100 line community is. And there's a lot of strange anime adjacent communities, but I mean strange in a really unique way. My personal theory is that the longer that a community exists for, the more degenerate it gets. And I mean that in a endearing way, because, you know, we all love making our little torturing or little scrimblos, but 100 line has managed to get to a level of depravity within 1 year of release that many game communities haven't gotten to in a fucking decade. And it's so much more accepting of just ridiculous shit than Danganronpa people. In Danganronpa, if you ship something that's like considered a little problematic, they will come to your house and kill you. But in 100 line, you'll have people drawing porn of Nozomi as a me from Tomodachi Life pissing herself, and everybody in the comments will be like, yo, this shit is so fire. Which, I mean, it does beg the question, is it better that way? I would say so. Yeah, I think it's kind of awesome. I need to reset because I need to buy fucking Nosferatu for Odin. You reset once in the beginning of the map run validate. I'm sorry, me as a person, I have you will see this. You can go back to a VOD from like 2020. You'll see me fucking resetting turn 1 of a map because I'm terrible at preps, and I will readily admit that it's a little sus to do that, and I will say I just don't give a shit because it's about the viewer's fucking perspective, man. If I discover that I fucked something up 3 turns into a chapter, I'm not gonna reset. I might instinctively reset not long after starting a map. Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of like not allowing you to reset right after you start a map is just, you're just kind of being mean to yourself. And while, you know, I have a fair amount of tolerance for punishment, considering that I'm a streamer, so I get bullied a lot by you guys. That's not true. You guys are actually fairly nice to me, all things considered. But it's the not being able to reset even right after I start a chapter. It's a little bit too much even for me. Come on, Odin. If you get that extra speed, you will be my goat. Ah, no speed. But he did get the defense, which is good. I can't expect him to go 4 for 4 on speed. This isn't a strength sets in a type situation. That was a freak once-in-a-lifetime accident that will never happen again. Oh my god. You know what's not a freak once-in-a-lifetime situation is Effie getting these baller-ass, boss-ass level-ups. Speaking of which, I did mention this, but for some reason there's this like really strange movement in the 100 line community where the community members are drawing me porn of the characters. And somehow this is escaped containment and breached to other fandoms. So now 100 line is sometimes to some people known as the me porn community, which is funny enough that I'm actually kind of okay with it. I can get 3 combats out of this. One more combat. Yep, just one more combat and we are good to give this to... Yeah, because she gets the level up now, we can give the kill to somebody else to give them a level up. 16 strength is nothing to scoff at. It's like 3 less than Camilla. Yes. Okay, that's good, man. The movement plus 1 is going to be useful as well. Arthur also got to level 10 this chapter, so I can unequip Gamble on him. This has been a very productive chapter. I don't know, it's just surprising to see a community like Underline that's so opening for outwardly perverted shit that's a little bit fucked up. Because you will see, if you're in the Underline community, you will regularly on the timeline see the main character just getting like fucking like compressed and tortured and shit. Like it, and everybody's always like, yeah, no, that just makes sense for the context within the context of Underline. Oh shit. Okay, so I heard that, so the big Danganronpa fan game that's been like making the waves is this thing called Project Eden's Garden, and I played the first chapter of it. It was actually fairly good. And then a bunch of shit happened, like some grooming allegations about some of the people working on it came out, and they were like, we can't keep this up, we're gonna cancel it. I didn't realize that it had been canceled. The only thing I saw was this like design doc. It was like a document that was like the plans for Project Eden's Garden, and it was like really fucking strange. I'll just give you the gist. It was a previous developer before there was a bunch of shakeups even before the first chapter came out. It was a previous developer that worked on Project Eden's Garden, and it was their design doc about the game. And it was so... It touched so many of the points that I feel like are important to touch on in a situation like this. It was so dripping with hatred and contempt for the medium of visual novels, and it was just such a fucking cringe read. Thankfully, I do have to say, this person was either left the team on their own or was taken off the team before chapter 1 came out, so this person's views didn't stick to it. But it is kind of crazy to think about, like, this was like a big deal in the Danganronpa adjacent community, and it was all like the first line was like, I hate anime. I think it's all lame. I think that any fight scene where somebody's talking for like 15 minutes sucks ass and shit like that. And then they were like, oh, I remember I also hate visual novels, but then I played Danganronpa and I was like, wow, this is so cool. It was written with such a ridiculous amount of distaste for the medium that it comes from that it was kind of gross to see. And everybody was trying to be like, I mean, this is true. I mean, this is true, but like they did like Danganronpa, so it's not like bad faith. And I was like, it's still fucking bad faith if you hate the concept of visual novels, but you make a visual novel because you think that you can do it better. That's the reason why we have shit like Class of '09. You have to be a little bit more honest about the world that we live in here. Wait, there's a second god spot? I didn't even know that, dude. So, typically, I've used this spot because this spot is only in range of this guy. I didn't know that there was a second spot right here like that. Hold up. What is this about Danganronpa sucking ass? I was talking about Project Eden's Garden and this design doc that came out like a little while back that was very dripping with contempt for the medium of visual novels, and it just really made me sad to see, and it just sort of hemmed in how I have distaste for specifically the way that the Danganronpa community has become. Because I feel like in an alternate universe, the fandom could have been like a really cool place where you just do whatever shit you want and you share your love for it with the community. But instead it became this like hateful place where you have to conform or else you'll get fucking booted out. It's just kind of sad. I don't know. I just wish it was a little bit more. Anyways, let's get back to Fire Emblem talk. I saw this really sad post on the R subreddit that was like, I really hope I don't die because before Fortune's Weave comes out, and it was about somebody that had like a disease, and they were like, they were probably going to die, but they really wanted to, they were fighting tooth and limb so that they lived to see the release of Fortune's Weave, and it was so fucking sad, man. Like, I was like, god damn. Well, I guess we're about to start with the hard part of this chapter. So, a game by I think the same people that made Needy Streamer Overload came out very recently. I don't know what the fuck, it was like Denpa Overload. It was some shit like that. The problem is that it had a genuinely terrible translation. I looked over some of the files. Shit was awful. Like, they were translating, they were putting their own flair on the translation, which I don't really mind, but they were removing references to stuff from something that takes place. Well, okay, let me just give you the base. The whole game the way you play the game is that you interface with it as a character that's like on the internet. So you're like typing on forums and shit like that. And in an environment like that, removing references to stuff is just straight up not okay, because that's they're clearly talking about like pop culture in there. You need to keep the references in. And it was so hard to reconcile with the fact that a fact that deep down I knew for a long time, which is that holding the moderate position on something, regardless of how valid the position actually is or not, is a fucking nightmare. Because on one side, you have all of the people that think that a translator can do no wrong, calling you a fucking fascist because you think that they're all like, because they think that you're calling translators like, you know, woke DEI influencers that are changing the script. And on the other hand, you have the people that are too stupid to string a real sentence in English together, that don't understand how language works, that think that you can actually do a one-to-one translation and make it sound good. Or even worse, some of them are now saying that they think that AI translation should be the base because it's unbiased. Like, you have two equally idiotic groups of people that you somehow have to manage to hold your opinion in the middle of. You know what it reminds me of? Is the fucking shit in the West Bank. And that's a much more heavy topic than this, but whenever you're like, yeah, I just don't think that the shit that Israel is doing is that great, and then somebody comes out and agrees with you, and you're like, finally, somebody that knows what they're that has some level of humanity in them, and then they're like, yeah, dude, Israel is totally shit. It's all the fault of those fucking Jews, and you're like, no, that's not what I meant. Fuck, take it back. But, you know, it's a little too late by that point. That shit pisses me off, man. It is so frustrating to me when holding the moderate position on something is correct, but also fucking impossible because of everybody being totally stupid about everything nowadays. Put it in stream discussion, that channel, because I still am wanting to look into this and read it out. So it starts off by saying, it's gonna sound completely off topic. I love video games, I love music, but I hate anime. It probably started when I had to try to watch Dragon Ball Z episodes. When I came to the conclusion that 95% of a fight scene between Goku and Vegeta involved them staring into the camera and breathing heavily, I knew I had no patience for that bullshit and turned it off immediately. And then, oh my god, this is the part that really pissed me off. Of course it's a fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender millennial. I swear to god, anytime you realize that somebody is into Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's a 50-50 chance of being like the sweetest person you've ever met or the biggest idiot in the fucking universe. I have never met an Avatar: The Last Airbender that isn't like really nice or just genuinely stupid. Like, it is impossible for these people to land on some middle ground, because that's just not how it works for them in their brains, apparently. I don't know what the fuck goes on there, but it's crazy to me. There were a number of factors that led me to feeling so invested in those shows. The story direction, the world building, the character arcs, yada yada yada. Wow, that's what anime is, buddy. This guy says, I don't like reading. The last time I read a book was when I was 14, and it was How to Win Friends and Influence People. So in the last 9 years, I haven't touched a book, let alone had the patience to sit and read through paragraphs of text on a subject I couldn't care less about. Open the schools! Reopen the schools! Fuck, this is actually, I'm getting pissed off again. Oh my god, I forgot how fucking stupid this document was. God, this document is a piece of shit, dude. I'm just remembering reading this and I'm getting exactly this mad the first time through. Fuck, dude. How do you have such a contempt for everything that makes visual novels and then say that you think that you're qualified to make a visual novel? No, bitch. You're qualified to maybe go start reading a bit more. Oh my god. Some people have no idea that they are standing on the shoulders of titans. I can't believe that this is how there are real people that think like this. 25 minus 11. Okay, that's a little concerning. I accidentally hit A here. I might have to use one of my rescue staff uses. That's not ideal. 25 minus 11. That's unfortunate. Listen, it's unfortunate that I fucked up like that, but I'm thankful. Oh, this is bad. Reinforcements are gonna spawn. Okay, we're gonna have to figure this shit out. I was like, oh no, Azura's gonna die. I don't fucking care if Azura dies. She's already dead. Huh? Where's the reinforcements? Do you have to hit wait on there for the reinforcements to spawn? That is such a strange method of figuring out whether somebody's ended their turn on their tiles. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'll take it to the fucking bank. I'll take it to the bank and back. I'm shocked that I survived that. I'm sorry, like, here's another excerpt. I've played a lot of video games over the course of my life so far, but none has given me the same feelings that Danganronpa has over the course of the last few years. There's something to this formula where you put people into a despairing situation, force horrible things to happen, and then you try to solve everything by putting all the jigsaw pieces together, except those jigsaw pieces are fired at statements being yelled by the other characters. At the end of solving every mystery, there's this feeling of hope, where even though bad things happened, you still felt like you were in control when going step by step to figure out who was behind it all. And there's a feeling of relief knowing that there can be closure for this event. I'm sorry, other than exactly the one part where you described the tossing the bullets at the other people, you are describing every single mystery visual. You could play an Uchikoshi game, get this experience. You can play Muramasa, you can get this experience. You can play an Ace Attorney, get this experience, though I think to a lesser degree, because those games are really episodic, so the overall story is less of a priority there. You can play a Suda 51 game and get an experience like that. Like, we need to stop pretending like Danganronpa is this singular masterpiece that only exists because it is itself and will never exist again. Because not only is that just wrong, even Kodaka doesn't feel that way. He's like, every time Kodaka's ever interviewed about Danganronpa, he's always like, yeah. I mean, I'm really glad that I was able to stand on the shoulders of people that were much better at writing than me and write something that spoke to a lot of people the way Danganronpa did. And then there was also some like straight up racist stuff in there. He was like, some people would say that the Japanese names are a part of Danganronpa, but I wanted to make the characters relatable, so I made sure to give them non-Japanese names. Like, it's not phrased like that, but it was like exactly like that, but it was phrased like really strange, dude. And also I don't like reading, so I decided to do something that people would read is so fucking, it is ridiculous to me that there are writers that do not read. I'm sorry, if you don't read, you have no, like, if you can't sit your ass down and read a book, then you have, or it doesn't even have to be a book. If you can't sit your ass down and read, then you have no right to determine what other people should be reading either. I'll take this. Thank you. Okay. Holy fuck, that took way too long and also was terrifying. Okay, so here's the thing. I think I have a way to get Odin to one-round enemy spear fighters. The problem is there's no fucking way I can get his hit rates to work even with Heartseeker active. He's gonna have like 84-ish hit, and if he misses once, he's fucking dead. So I'm not gonna be doing that. Because if he misses once, he's gonna get seal defense, and it's Jover from there. I think I'll just put him on the left with the Oni Savage. I'll give him a level up because him getting one more point of speed will let him double. Niles will get the level up, and I think we'll just dump the rest onto try to get some Felicia EXP, I guess. Let's just do it with Odin. Let's just tank with Odin. It's fine. We can use Niles in the back to finish them off. So we can go like Odin here. No. We're not gonna do that. Let's just put Effie in here instead. She's got 20 defense. She'll be fine. Okay. Let's go here. Let's do rally like this. Transfer Arthur over. Kill this guy. Speed, please. Thank you. A beautiful level up. Thank you for that, Niles. If I can sing for Niles and kill the Bolt Naginata guy, we should be chilling. Should I capture this fucker? He does have 9... No, the accuracy gets really shitty if I capture him. So we're gonna put you right here. Because you take, while sealed, you would take 10, 9, 8, 7 damage. 7 damage. Pop the vulnerary. Just pop it. That's the wrong... Thankfully, she's living. She's living. Even if she gets doubled, she's living. Yeah, she would have lived that hit. Oh, no. Wait. Dude, a fucking misclick, dude. It was a misclick. It was a misinput. Fucking hell, this is not a great situation to be in because of the way that the positioning is right now. Oh my god, I fucking nuke these guys. How much damage did these guys do to me? 23? Let's do rally defense here because I'm pretty sure I don't have my own defense rally. Yeah. Let's do this. It was one misinput, dude. Yeah, I can't beat this chapter without Odin. I'm trying to do the matrix multiplication in my head and it's just not working out. I don't want to go back to chapter 7. Okay, I did fuck that one a little bit up because I was supposed to be using the Dragonstone, but it ended up working out. I've got this version of this clear with the dual strikes down to a fucking science at this point. Ah! I think they'll go for Corn because they don't care about skills. Let's do this, maybe? Okay, she's living, she's living, she's living. Wait, no, she's not. She's gonna get doubled. No, she's not, because she's the goat. That's my Felicia. That's my fucking wife right there. That's my fucking wife. We can do this. Easy kill. Easy kill, easy life. It's a sequel to No Game, No Life. Easy kill, easy life. Nah, the joke was not even good. Oh, is she dead? No, she's not. She's not dead. See? I told you. She's invincible. She's a fucking Superman. He's cooking. I know. Arthur? Is it the Arthur that I've always been told exists, but I've never been able to fucking find? The mythical good Arthur? I cannot believe I'm doing this shit again. What I learned from that previous clear of this chapter is that the speed tonic was, the tonics on Felicia were not necessary, so let's get started. Whatever, man. Should've probably gotten Arthur that carp streamer, but that was a mistake that I can't do anything about, so we're not gonna spend time worrying about it. Turn 2, I remember, I had to at least activate the Dragon Vein. Pop the vein. Call it. Yeah, Niles even missed on enemy phase like last time. This is going well. Here's the tech. You go this way. Let's do it like this first. Get this kill with Corn. Get 100% accuracy on it. Holy fuck, that was so lucky there. That was actually so fucking lucky. I didn't realize that the mage could attack Corrin. Well, I got a little bit lucky. As I probably deserved that luck, honestly. I've been so fucked. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna start this chapter over. I'm sorry, chapter 8 restart. Chapter 7 is like 2 minutes long. I can't be fucked. Come on, man. It's a matter of a misinput, alright? I'm playing on full tilt right now. This is what's happening. I'm playing on full tilt right now, and it's affecting my gameplay drastically. I left the stream and came back an hour later and we're still on the ice tribe. You know, after stream ends, those are the kind of comments that I, like, stay awake at night thinking about. Like, fuck, they really are right. I did spend 8 goddamn years at the ice tribe village. Fucking hell. Inside, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what? Let's put that on instead. I would much rather be listening to that than fucking boo, 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 boo. The song is good, but, like, no, I'm sorry. You know what, let's put on that fucking Marriage Talks ending that I was talking about. Time to fight the fine piece of man that is Kilma. I feel like Kilma's like the George Clooney of Fire Emblem Fates. Speaking of which, I recently watched Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12, first of all, I totally understand why everybody was trying to fuck George Clooney. Holy shit. Oh my god. It should be illegal to look that good. Second of all, what the woke truth that the government won't tell you about Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12 is that they are okay heist movies, but excellent comedy movies. I was actually dying laughing. I was assembling a sewing table that I bought my mother for her birthday while I was watching Ocean's 12, and when the Julia Roberts as Julia Roberts bit came on, I was actually laughing so hard I had to pause the playback of the movie and like catch my breath. That movie is so fucking funny. I had a great time watching it. All right, let's put Odin on the way to get the Heart Seeker active. Yeah, just kill him. This song, by the way, why does it exist? Who the fuck decided that they were going to make Ado, the singer from Japan, and Imagine Dragons make a banger together? Who decided that? That's not what I wanted to do. Let's do this. We all let you. I want this because I want the extra weapon rank. If you can dual strike on enemy phase, the weapon rank gain is so good. Wait. Ima kara tobira. Tobira means door. So this time, I'm doing something with the door. What the fuck does that... What is blood waffling about? It's gotten to the point where I've learned enough Japanese that I can actually, like, understand what they're saying sometimes in songs. And I always have to ask. Sometimes, I'm like, oh, I get it. You're saying, like, a sentence that makes sense. And sometimes they're actually just saying some bullshit. And I have to be like, okay, dude, I guess that's what we're doing today. It's crazy that Naruto got married to a woman and he's still trying to fuck Sasuke. Like, dude, you can't have both. You gotta pick a fucking lane at some point. What I read of Boruto, Naruto and Sasuke still had just as homoerotic of a relationship as they used to. And at that point, at some point, I have to be like, dude, come on. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Oh my god, great level up. Great! I love that Niles is third wheeling the Arthur Effie situationship right now. Third wheel or cuck? I think he's third wheeling, honestly. I don't think Niles would be into cuck stuff, to be perfectly honest with you. Niles is a degenerate, but he's not like a loser. So, like, I just don't think that it would be his thing. What about Nina and cuck stuff? Oh, you're saying, like, does she get off on imagining her boyfriend sleeping with another man? Okay, here's how I would say. If we're in a world where we're assuming Fate's the superliminal text, which is that there's not a lot of gay people in Fates, bordering on no gay people in Fates, I think Nina would get off on it. Again, I remember talking about this a few streams ago, but I do think that Nina asking her husband to fuck another guy in front of her is much more, it just feels more moral to me than if the guy was asking Nina to fuck another woman, or like if the guy was asking any woman, like his wife, to fuck another woman. It doesn't have to be Nina specifically. Dear husband, I want you to fuck another guy. This is what we're suggesting. That's step one. This part is non-negotiable. We got her husband. That's a terrible fucking drawing of the male gender symbol. And we're introducing a third alpha male into the situation. And this guy is going to go in and he's going to disrupt the economy. That's what we're suggesting? Because otherwise, because I don't understand what the third guy adds. Is this like, is what we're suggesting here that this guy secretly is going, in his head, he's thinking, fuck, I want it. So this guy's like the average US senator, so he's really into cuck porn, and he wanted to be cucked instead. But not for Fujoshi reasons, but just because he's a cuck. Okay, and then so he arranges we go right here and we go preparations, nefarious preparations. So originally this is relationship number one. Oh my god. So this is relationship number one. Fucking I'm so on. Relationship number one is these two. then it's relationship number 2, but it's a temporary phase to get to relationship number 3, where both of them get satisfied and cucked at the same time. Now, here's the thing. I think if we're writing this, I think it has to be from the perspective of this guy. I think the only way this book is any good is if we write it from the perspective of this guy. Because otherwise, I feel like this would be like, you would have to write it from this guy. I think this guy has to be fucking paranoid as shit about what's going on. And from this guy's perspective, it just feels super masturbatory. From Nina's perspective, I feel like it's a little bit too, like, you know, you pick your own battles a little bit too much here. By this guy's perspective, it would be really tough to write. I think you can make it work, but it'd be really fucking tough to write. I think this guy's perspective would be really good. Okay, here's what I'll say. If you write from this guy's perspective, he's got to be an unreliable narrator. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. Okay, let's get back to Fire Emblem Fates. Does anybody else need like some EXP? No, not in an increment that we could like arrange for right now, at least. Can I now say that Arthur is grinding on the faces? Yeah, because I don't think Arthur would care. That was a terrible level up on Odin, by the way. Holy shit. Oh. Why did I bring Effie over? That was a terrible decision. Hopefully I crash this because I want to bring Odin over for the extra support. Okay, she did crash the game. Thank you, Effie. Odin's live 2D is not nearly as bad as some other units. This game really was one of the first in the industry using live 2D for real. Nowadays, live 2D is actually surprisingly common. Well, I guess not surprisingly because it's because of how common it is. But nowadays, live 2D is pretty common. Live 2D was not common. I'll never forgive Treehouse for butchering Effie's characterization. That's true. I do think that the Fates translation is something... the Fates translation is the kind of translation where you can be like, this is not the translators doing their job. It's not okay, they've overstepped their bounds. People getting mad at Trail's translation is like, holy fuck, my lobster's too buttery, my steak is too juicy. Like, shut the fuck up. Do you realize that like, I have read some of the original script, buddy. The script for Horizon is damn good. And they are translating a shit ton of dialogue, and they are doing it damn well. Please, can we stop acting like the script for Trails is bad? Oh my god, I'm so tired of this fake narrative that we've come up with, that the Trails script has been taken over by woke leftists. Like, no, dude, it's been taken over by people that actually care about the fucking games. Not uncommon for Treehouse? Well, sort of. The Treehouse for... It's strange because, like, there was like a... Like, Xenoblade 1, if I recall correctly, had a pretty good script. Though I wasn't there for the original version of Xenoblade 1, so I might not know. Xenoblade 2 was given to Nintendo of America, or rather, after Xenoblade X, they went to Nintendo of Europe, which let the developers do whatever the fuck they wanted, and I'm pretty sure it ended up making the script more fucked because they had to adjust it even more for, like, age rating purposes. I think we go like this, Corrin into Felicia. We get into Felicia's little backpack. Whoever decided to get Utada on this track for fucking Kingdom Hearts, you did a fucking good job. All I'm gonna say, it was somehow, I will say, from the outside perspective looking in, it doesn't feel like it should work, other than the fact that the remix is just a banger. But it works, man. The good thing about this way to play the chapter is that it's much easier, like there's less room for error. The bad thing is that it takes 8 fucking years to do it. Like, it takes so goddamn long to do the clear like this. So if you have a tendency to misinput the way that I do, then it's not gonna be a good fit for you. I want to give Nyx this level EXP so she can get that level up. Ooh. Did you get no EXP from that? What the fuck was... Oh. Did she activate Counter Curse and kill him and not get the EXP? She did, because that was a shiny Mogwai. Fuck you, Nyx. Actually, go fuck yourself. What do you mean, Counter Curse? I'm gonna kill that sword guy with Azura, because I just can't be fucked. Nah, whatever, fuck. That That just ended up being a fucking waste of time, which is unfortunate, but whatever. He's just too strong, is the problem. Wait, how the fuck do I do this? If I do this, I have 86 hit. That's not bad. So I just need to do 19 damage to this fucker. I have to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna do this, because I could do it. I could do it. There's no way anybody's dying here. The bad situation that I want to try to avoid is Haitaka not getting captured. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So here's the thing. I could also... There is one option here that's scary as shit, but I could do, which is end turn. Maybe Haitaka doesn't attack into... He doesn't kill either of these guys. He doesn't attack into Shion, he attacks into Odin, and then he does some... And then we work from there. Let's take a look at that combat forecast again. So if I go like transfer, Niles over, rally defense. 25 attack, so I'd be at 21. I would need 2 more defense, which I can give by putting Elise on here, moving her in here, and then Niles would have to go to the back and clean it up. He'd have to hit it from the back, so to speak. Okay, yeah, this plan works. Perfect. Let's do this. Because of the movement, he can move 1 tile further. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this. Yeah, I couldn't capture him. Actually, I could. I just fumbled it. Whatever. I don't know why I thought unpairing would help out, considering that I should know that capturing doesn't let you pair up. Whatever. Nobody died, so it's not too bad. It's just unfortunate because I'm gonna have to full deploy -2 Chapter 10 next time without a witch. So we're gonna have to figure that shit out. I am going to make an uncharacteristically mature decision. And just get to the fucking seize point. Without heals, I don't feel comfortable doing this. We will move on. 4 hours of me fumbling. Bye!